So anime slash manga that actually changed my life. Now, this I'm really sorry if my voice kind of sounds jacked. Okay, yesterday was New Year's Eve. I had a few cold drinks, but yeah, let me know in the comment section if you like this new voice of mine. I sound so cringe. Alright, anyways. So, I don't really want to waste your time. Here's the list that maybe you will get spoilers for these following anime slash manga slush. So, alright, let's begin. Haikyuu is a fun volleyball anime with actually no villains or antagonists. I know that sounds kind of boring, kind of cringe, you know. In Haikyuu, the characters are like, they're very much human, you know. They evolve, they learn, and they fight. It's like a really beautiful journey of multiple protagonists, you know. It's not like, you're not gonna see a character who hasn't developed, you know, over time, you know. It's like a really beautiful journey of multiple protagonists who are trying to figure out their own future, you know, and it's not just in volleyball. Some become adventurers, others become entrepreneurs, some start their own fruit stalls and stuff, you know, and it is somehow all tied to this beautiful story of Haikyuu, you know. You remember as a teen, you're trying to figure out how to do things and not, you know, like I still am trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next, you know. And Haikyuu is a really good representation of that. You know, they don't really often get into this like emotional development because they often feel like the watchers or readers will understand what the characters are going through, and most of them do, right? But I think that's like this one flaw of it's there, but it's not as well as the next anime slash manga that I'm gonna get into. You will see a lot of themes of kind of self-improvement in this because yes, that's what I take from most of these animes. Really quick before we continue with the video, I'm keeping a sub goal for this year. That's 1.5k subs by the end of this year, and if you want to help me reach this goal, please drop a sub, maybe a like or a comment. That would really help me out. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and on to the video. Blue Lock or Aoi Ashido. So this is again a sports related one. I am not really a volleyball kind of guy. I was a big football nerd. In fact, I still am, you know. I think the whole football scene is really well represented by really well represented, whatever, dude, you get the point, by Aoi Ashido. You know, like Blue Lock is nice, okay, but Blue Lock doesn't really get into the themes of football that much. It's much more related to like self-confidence and improvement on your own. But Aoi Ashido is different, you know. It's much more related to football. It does not go into more unrealistic themes, just like Blue Lock, you know. Like Blue Lock, it almost seems like each and every guy has a superpower of his own, but that's not with Aoi Ashido. Well, when I said in Haikyuu they don't really get into this emotional development, Aoi Ashido actually has really good emotional development like over the time, you know. And I'm not just talking about like he has a female protagonist as a companion to him, but like overall, like his connection with his mother, his connection with his brother, you know, his connection to his friends and all these kind of things, it's so much better in Aoi Ashido, right? Because in Haikyuu, I truly believe the main protagonist, the orange-haired protagonist, rarely talks about his family and stuff, you know. Like when you're going for sports, you have to deal with family. That's one of the basics of it. Vagabond. Alright, this thing, oh crap, this is love. Okay, this is exactly what love is. So, reading Vagabond is like looking into a mirror, you know, like it tells you everything that's wrong and also like answers it at the same time. Like, it's insane, okay? This paired with like the next anime slash manga is like the healing that most people need from entertainment medias, you know, like that's what I'm gonna say. Vagabond is not animated yet, and I hope they don't, because the manga is just that good. The artist, or, you know, I kind of forgot his name, I'm gonna put it right here. He is a genius, alright? The story is obviously good, but the art, it's a perfect arc that leads to inner peace or zen, you know, to be one with your art. It kind of begins with the story of Miyamoto Musashi, and I say this knowing that a lot of people who have read this will call me wrong, but those who don't know will be intrigued by what actually is going on, you know, like let that curiosity fuel in. All right, Vinland fucking Saga. Okay, dude, Vinland Saga. What if I told you that this anime was so powerful it made the world realize that they do not actually hate anyone? Like, I'm not even kidding. Yes, that actually happened. Okay, or rather, the saying, you know, like the saying in this anime that goes, "You have no enemies." It sounds out of place, and I know for those who have watched it or those who have read it, they know that it's not out of place. It's not like out of context or anything. You know, it's really well in place. I think this anime is so like was so influential and therapeutic that people were at peace watching this. You know, like a lot of people were like, "Oh, you can just skip the villain arc." You know, nobody just told me that. The message it leaves you with, you know, like no one really has any enemies, and it's really beautiful when you kind of get in the context of anime. It's like Godfather, you know, you have to be a certain age to understand what Vinland Saga and Vagabond is about, right? Full Metal Alchemist. Holy crap. Okay, this is... Alright, you know what? I'm gonna start it like this. Nike versus Adidas, Coke versus Pepsi, Ronaldo versus Messi. That rhymed, okay? Like, I didn't mean to rhyme. But FMAB versus Attack on Titan, okay? Listen, I know. How could I not include Attack on Titan? Include this on the list? Like, come on. Well, because that's me, alright? Listen, if I want to watch an anime where I'm entertained for hours and want to feel complete with the story, I could go with Attack on Titan on any given day. Because it's actually a great story. But FMAB? Oh, that's me, okay? That's me. For every question of why God or religion or hope, but FMAB just, man, it's so beautiful. It's weirdly kind of realistic to me. Like, FMAB explains God in a really different way. You know, like you don't ends in the most wholesome way possible. And at the end, you know, like you'll have a heart of full metal. Forgive yourself. Hard to listen how those above words. Yeah, I know. People, they always have been too harsh on themselves. Well, mostly because I'm part of those people. I know how people treat themselves, you know. And the same goes for this story of Nishinoya, alright? Yeah. It is a story of forgiveness and the impact it has if you don't, you know? Like, it's a movie, right? There are some movies in life that you don't want to forget, and that goes for this one, you know? Like, despite having one of the most influential stories of all time, it does get overlooked by its competitor, that's Your Name, right? And I would say I would prefer this over Your Name because, like, A Silent Voice does not only have romance in it, but it also has, like, healing, you know? It's just so nice, you know? And with that being said, this is like the end of the list, so I'll take your leave. I know it's kind of an abrupt ending, but I like to end it on a note where you guys are still curious about why didn't he speak about Berserk or Blue Period, you know? Those are some great animes, so I'm gonna be taking your leave. Bye-bye. Peace.